It's prime time for crime time.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian, and I'm returning with a little bit of thievery. That's right, it's Nicol Bolas, God-Pharaoh, once again. This is apparently my most played deck, and, well, there's a good reason for it, because it's super fun. The theme of this deck is playing my opponent's cards. So we have Nicol Bolas, and part of having Nicol Bolas as my commander is that I have access to Grixis, and Grixis crime is truly the finest of crimes that you can do. Nicol Bolas, I try to focus on only using the +2 ability, which exiles from my opponent's deck and lets me cast the next spell we encounter, and the -4, which is just a bit of removal, or to finish a game quickly so I'm not, like, stringing along my opponent for 5 turns while I just steal their stuff. I don't want to tease people, I just want to end the game. So we have some really cool cards in this deck, including cards from Alchemy, like Agent of Rafine, which very much steals the top card of your opponent's deck for 2 mana. Wow, that's a really good card. We have things that make copies of your opponent's cards on the field. We have things that just take control of them and sometimes make a copy as well. We can steal artifacts, we can steal creatures, we can steal whatever the heck's on top of their deck. We can do the same thing with Robber of the Rich. We also have Gonti, Hostage Taker, Thief of Sanity, classic crime cards in Dimir colors, and of course, things like mass manipulation. For the most part, this deck is in the early game trying to control the board so I can get established and then try to play my opponent's strategy, whatever that happens to be. Are they an elf deck? No, I'm an elf deck. Are they trying to play 5 planeswalkers? No, I'm trying to play 5 planeswalkers. Even if I manage to steal my opponent's commander, hopefully we'll be able to finish out the game with some style and flourish. So we're going to take a petty theft into the queue and do a crime or 2. Atraxa. 4-color good stuff, which means more good stuff for me to steal. I'm going to keep this hand. We've got Key to the Archive, which is a very good piece of ramp. I have some lands that hurt me. That's fine. I can take a little pain for a whole lot of gain. And we're going to be checking out their hand on turn 2, which I really like doing. Valky, come on out and show me their secrets. I might get to make a copy of a creature. We'll see. Ah, there's only one creature. It's Solemn Simulacrum. Well, at least they won't be playing that on turn 4 unless they manage to get rid of my Valky. The other things they had in their hand were Eternal Wanderer. This is a board wipe and a very, very strong Blinky Planeswalker. They also have a Tutor, assembled the team, and they're dressing me. I'm gonna guess they're going to hit Key to the Archives because there's nothing that Eliminate it actually has a target for here. Yep, there goes my ramp. This is fine. Sadly, Valky, not a rogue, so I can't rogue Jitsu Zareth San in, but I can still swing in. And I know I'm showing a bit of my hand here by showing them the card I just drew. It was Temple of Epiphany, but because this always comes in tapped, I just wanted to get this into play. Is it time for them to tutor? Yes, it is. They played a green source, and they're assembling the team. They get to look at the top third of their deck and get any card out of it. This might take a couple seconds because they have to figure out, oh, what cards can I select from, and which cards would I like? My guess is it's going to be something kind of counterspelly. That's just a vibe. Just a vibe I'm guessing on there. I'll tack in with Valky. And I'm going to play the Darkslick Shores. Again, showing what I drew, but this always comes in tapped at this point in the game. So I just want to make sure it's out of the way. I know I'm disabling my ability to transform in here if I wanted to draw a card. That's fine. Miss out on the card draw, but my lands are coming in at the pace I want them to. Ooh, a Frostbolt Snarl. I could throw that down, or I could throw down Shivan Reef. I think most of you know, I'm just going to flash in Zareth San. What does Zareth San do, though? Zareth San, if I manage to smack my opponent, lets me take a permanent from their graveyard and put it into play under my control. Currently, no permanents in their graveyard, but if I can kill something, then there will be one in the graveyard. I feel like they'll just play Solemn Simulacrum during this turn, since it's good ramp, it sets up for Atraxa, And they already know about this Xerath Sand. And my Eliminate, which can't hit this. We go to end step, and here's Xerath Sand. I was really hoping I would get removal for Solemn Simulacrum. I didn't. We swing in. Cool. They block. It happens. They draw a card. I'll get out the Frost Boil Snarl, revealing the already revealed Blood Crypt. All 0 creatures they have get Death Touch, and I think it's maybe time for Atraxa? Eternal Wanderer. They could blink this, stop me from attacking. Or they could make a Samurai, which would be able to block it. I think Plusin makes sense. I think I want to do Crime, though. Nicol Bolas. They could have a counter spell here. They do have 2 mana up. We know it, we see it. But we also see Beside You, which they could use to wreck one of my lands. Nicol Bolas has a minus ability, which is the perfect size to kill Atraxa. Would I like to steal? Would I like to kill the Wanderer? I want to steal. I want to do Crime. Give me your cards. I want your cards. There are no targets for this. This is garbage. I don't want this. I don't want this. Fateful Absence. Okay. They killed Nicol Bolas. Are you gonna blink this again? Xerath Sand goes on a nice long walk. I miss him already. Can you play? I don't know. A thing I can kill? Notice it's killable! Oh, wonderful. Let's see what they get off the minus. They got, oh, ew, Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. I could also Blood on the Snow. Bring back Valky lets me see their hand. I think it's better for me to try and bait out a counter spell with this Eliminate. So, let's see if they have... Oh, I guess we would have to wait until their turn. I don't think they have anything, though. Now I can draw a second card for my turn. A clue. What do we got? Ah! Counter spell. Throw down this Scryland. Gonti, that's good crime. I love this crime. It's great crime. Xerath Sand returns. Find to Secrecy. Either let's make a copy of a creature in their graveyard, or do counterspell things. But I didn't leave black mana up. I'm actually gonna go ahead and blame myself for that. It's fine. They came down. They blinked. They blonked. Ooh, are you tapping out? Very close to it. Growth Spiral! They get to put another land into play. They've got black, white, and... or... they didn't want to use that Beside You. Sure. I'm gonna shock this in first. We're gonna cast Blood on the Snow, and we're gonna destroy all Planeswalkers. Oh, I only have 1 snow. That's fine. I thought I had 2. I'm not counting. Just wanted to make sure I had enough black mana. Oh, you're gonna Memory Lapse? I don't think you're gonna Memory Lapse that. We bind it. And we get rid of 2 very scary threats. And look who's back at Xerath Sand! He's like, hey man, did I miss a board wipe? You sure did, Xerath Sand. Welcome back. If I can get Xerath Sand to hit them, I could seal that Teferi. Or that Eternal Wanderer. I would love that. Atraxa's coming down, and she's going to look at the top 10 cards and grab a whole bunch of them. So I see Artifact, land, Enchantment, land, Instant. A lot of lands. Wow, that is that's a very land-heavy pile that they managed to hit right there. So they've got a counter spell. It is conditional for the 1 cost. They'd be able to hit Nicol Bolas for 1 cost. But since they have 3 mana, they can just throw it out at anything. They have 5 mana untapped right now. They could also throw down, like, Coldsteel Heart if they want to, or Search for Iskanta. I actually think Search would be better for them. Yep, that's what they're doing. They still have enough mana for the counter spell, so let's give them something to counter. Just double checking, making sure that I still have some black mana. I do. Okay, cool. Gonti. Do you counter Gonti? You're thinking about it. You're thinking about it. All right, so they countered Gonti. So I'm going to play Ashiok. And I'm going to use Ashiok to put Atraxa back in their hand. Yeah, you might get that Enter the Battlefield ability again, but you know what I'm going to get? Your Teferi. We swing in. Looking great. Oh, and such delicious cards! We even have Binding. We have Teferi. We have the Wanderer. I'm taking Teferi. Reasoning. Good card. And we plus. What did we get? It's Atris! Oh, Atris is great. And then I'm gonna be like, oh, I totally have a counter spell. See? Look at my untapped my 2 blue mana here. Yup. I don't really have that many counter spells in this deck. I have Bind, because it steals from the graveyard. I have Sublime Epiphany, because it lets me make copies of stuff, and it's also just like a really cool card. And I have Gale's Redirection, because it actually exiles a card on the stack rather than countering it and lets me cast it. Hello, yes. This is Ashiok from my deck, because the -7 does crime. Into Teferi from yours. They've got a lot of choices here. Atraxa only costs 7 because this was from hand. Oh no! They farewelled! There is no graveyard. There are no Zareth Sands. They're gonna make me drop one of these. I think I'll drop Ashiok over to Teferi, since I would rather have their cards than mine. I know me. And they played Black Market Connections, which allows them to pay up to 6 life every turn to get Treasure, Card Draw, and maybe a 3-2. Do you want to beside you one of my lands? Nope, they're just playing that as a land. Ah, it took long enough. I've got a Hostage Taker? Oh boy. See that as Kanta too. I as Kanta believe it. Nicol Bolas. Gimme. Gimme, 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 gimme. Ugh, the Celestis, that's so boring! Okay, we're going to untap. I can steal a creature or artifact from the battlefield. Creature, artifact. They'll just disappear, though, because they're tokens. And we also have Atris here, who gets me card advantage. They have 11 life, but they can gain a lot of life using Atraxa. I'm probably just going to exile Atraxa. They will put it into the command zone, and they can continuously recast it. Let's see, they've got a board wipe, a counterspell for enchantments, instants, and sorceries, a little bit of tax, and a way to gain life. Shouldered is actually going to negate that little life loss on the draw card. Which is why I think I need that Sheoldred. Ooh, I can even connive. I don't really have anything to concoct, though. I am going to start with the -3 on Teferi, and I'm going to try to put Atraxa back into their deck. I have a feeling they'll just put it into the command zone. Looking great. Hostage Taker. What a lovely Sheoldred you have. I would like to have it. Thank you. And I'm actually going to -4 and just blast their face here. Interesting. It seems to me that you might want to draw cards. Sheoldred would also like you to draw cards. They made a treasure, and they're down to 1. It's your move, Atraxa. By the way, Atraxa is in their library. So if they use, say, Azcanta, it'll get put to the bottom of their library. Would you like to draw a card? Would you like to destroy all creatures? What do you want to do? Because I know what I want to do. I want to steal your cards. Okay, they're using Azcanta. They have to find something here. They found Key to the Archive. You know, Key to the Archive can find them a spell that actually gains them 7 life. Which would put them in a much more stable position. But, again, Atrax is now at the bottom of their deck. See what they got off the key. Because they'll either cast it or put it in the graveyard. They're looking right now, I think, to see, do they have the mana? They have 2 treasures. They dropped Swan Song. Okay, they've got some life gain here off of Uro. They will gain 3 and then lose 2. Shouldered's doing shouldered things. And they have not enough stuff in the graveyard to escape Uro because they used Farewell and they exiled the graveyards. They still don't have enough just because now they only have 3 mana. If they can play a land, I think they would. Ah, they don't. Looking good. I am going to kill them. And they die. Good game, Atraxa. Raid's Arisen Nightmare. She can sacrifice permanents in the end step to get either a card in hand or make your opponent do the same. I have a very expensive hand. It does have a board wipe in it. I do like that. I've got a little bit early game removal too. I've got the Blood Chief's Thirst. I also have a what I'm going to call a silly card I have chosen to add into this deck almost entirely because it's funny and not because I think it's a good card. Mind's Dilation is super expensive for what it does. There are better choices if you want to put in a game-winning card, but if you want to put in a silly card, sure, Mind's Dilation. It plays cards out of your opponent's deck. Eric Svenlurker. They're gonna make me discard here. Well, exile out of hand. And, well, yeah, it's gonna be the first one to go. Sorry, Mind's Dilation. You're just a lot. You're just a lot. I'm gonna play Agent of Rafine. Agent of Rafine lets me steal the top card of their deck, which is really, really fun. Really cool. Warlock class, by the way. If I lose life, I lose more life. Or if a creature died during their turn, I lose life. Eventually, it will turn into if lose life, then lose more life. Alright, they've got Yurik Svenlurker. I am going to try and get them to pump this up and spend their 3 mana. Nice. And we're going to take it out. That way they're tapped out for the turn. I will lose a life since a creature died. And I'm actually just going to straight up go for the top card of their deck. What is it? Ooh, it's Swamp. Okay. I'm cool with the Swamp, because things in my deck also need swamps. I like it. Dreadhorde Invasion. Makes them a little 1/1, and then a little bit more. Ooh, and Black Cat, when it dies, I have to discard at random. I wanna steal. Workshop Assistant. Okay. Cool. I am going to discard at random. Let's see what we discard. Kind of hoping it's this. Ah, dang. It was Nicol Bolas. That's fine. I couldn't cast him anyway. Hi, Braids. I'm playing Elspeth's Nightmare in part so I can see what's in their hand and exile their graveyard. Power Kill! I no longer get to take the top card of their deck. Oh, dang. Alright, what's in your hand? Dark Ritual, Murderous Rider, and Tenacious Underdog. Very cool cards. Blood Chief's Thirst, I kind of like just taking out the Braids here, or playing Scarab God. They'll be able to murder Scarab God, but that's fine. He comes back into hand. Over and over and over. Kind of what he does. they get a little guy. Its name is Zombie Army. And unless they choose to sacrifice it, it will become a 2/2, then a 3/3, then a 4/4, then a 5/5 as they amass. Ooh, they're putting cards into their graveyard right before I exile it. They also get to put a card in hand. It's probably a good idea. The cards they put in the graveyard are Eliminate and Liliana's Triumph. Dreadfugue. The cleave cost. They're going to make me exile, or not exile, discard? Yep, discard. No Blood Chief's Thirst. Got it. I'm going to put an upkeep stop. And I'm going to decline on the sacrifice. And let's see, what could we reanimate? Black Cat, Yurik's Fenlurker. Let's go with the Yurik's Fenlurker. Make them exile a card from their hand. No, the little guy. All right, I do want land. Blue, black, blue, black, blue, black. Black mana. And I'll attack in for 5. Again, set that upkeep stop, just in case there's something in the graveyard I want to, I don't know, noodle around with. Murderous Rider takes out that token. They lose 2 life. Murderous Rider returns. It's a 2/3 with a lifelink. And I will decline. I get to draw a card. Is there anything I want to bring back? It would just be Agent of Rafine. I don't think so. I'd rather just see what we can draw, especially if it's a land, and it was. We could either wipe the board, or we could steal. I'm gonna steal. Show me what you got. Oh no, it's the alchemy modified version of Cauldron Familiar. It can't walk. It's a little guy. But it did gain me a life, and I can sacrifice it to Braid's whole thing. A Yara comes out, that drains me for 1, and each time a black creature enters the battlefield, I will lose another 1 life. You can also sacrifice creatures, like the Zombie Army, to draw a card. Oh, a rat! No Workshop Assistant. I just don't have artifacts in my graveyard. Okay, they drop the army. I drop the kitty. I would like to steal. What do you have? Arn? Huh. Karn. Anybody here a dragon? No? No dragons? Okay, great. No dragons. Now let's see, we've got the plus or the minus. I guess I'll plus and make a Power Stone and play the land out of my hand. Sure, it's free Karn. I guess Karn makes the Power Stones, and you can sacrifice the Power Stones to try and get your opponent to drop an artifact. Zulaport's Cutthroat. Making so when their creatures die, I will lose life. If they had that before the board wipe, ooh, that would have been devastating. Alright, so they dropped the Ickerwell Spring, so I sacrificed the Power Stone token. Oh, crime. Alright, more important crime. Stealing from their hand. Making them discard. Don't think they'll be casting a spell, so I'll do that. And I'll make another Power Stone. I can use the Power Stones for part of the Scarab God's ability. Solemn Simulacrum, nice. Gets them another swamp, I suppose. Good swamp. When this dies, they'll also get to draw a card. Also, you know, drain life. I'm actually not gonna block this because I don't care about Nicol Bolas taking damage. I will sacrifice. And then I will bring back... Ooh. Oh. Ooh. 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 They have no cards in hand. So I'm gonna grab a Yara, because she can gain me life. They could exile their graveyard in response. And that is what they do. I could activate this again, but I'd rather have the mana for the Gale's Redirection. Oh, darn. We draw. We get a counterspell. I don't really care about a counterspell. I make more Power Stones, and I steal from the top of their deck. And it's Sign in Blood. Sure, I'll hit myself. Ow. And I'll scry. That's a land. I don't really feel like I need that. And I'll just pass the turn. So what I have now is Gale's Redirection, which is not a counterspell. It exiles spells. Ooh, I see what's going on here. They're going to kill me with the Warlock class. I'm trying to think if there's a way that I can, like I can bring this back. But I don't think it's quite enough to kill me here. Ah, they ordered it so I don't have an enchantment. So I lose another 2 life. So the amount of life I lose gets doubled. And yep, we're dead. Nothing I could do about it. Good game, Braids. Nissa, Vital Force. She gives Landfall, draw a card as her ultimate ability, and she ultimates the turn after she comes out, which is pretty dang good. I'm going to start with this Fabled Pachito and get myself some blue mana so I can either ramp or start taking creatures out of their deck. And I bet that they have a lot of creatures that produce mana or get lands in their deck, which would be great for me, because I don't have a lot of lands in this hand. We play this, and I'm going to ramp. I'll play the Coldsteel Heart. Name blue. That gives me blue, blue, black, black, red across my various mana sources. And a Mind Stone. And keep on ramping. I feel like they might concede if I play Key to the Archive, so I'll go with Solemn Simulacrum. Give myself a wee creature. And get myself some more mana. Gotta get that good blue stuff. I do ideally want to have 4 blue mana out in case I get Mass Manipulate. Below Oracle of Moldiah, there are not lands on top of your deck. Gosh, I really hope I could steal that. I'm gonna use Clone Crafter to make a copy of a creature in their deck. Cultivator Colossus. That's a good creature. Use Key to the Archive. We're gonna generate a spell. Time Warp. That's the one. And I will throw the Cultivator Colossus into the graveyard with the hopes of reanimating it using Scarab God. Because it's still good if I only pay 4 mana instead of 7. World Breaker. I think you're going to get rid of the key. Thankfully, I can still cast Time Warp. Oh, they attack for 2? At least they didn't hit too many lands here. They did have 2, though. Time Warp. Yeah, you like 5 mana explorers, right? I do. They're fun. Especially if they give me enough mana to cast my commander. Hey, Nicol Bolas! I want Ren and 7, because I can see it on the top of their deck, so I know that it's there, and I will make a tree. It's a good tree. World Breaker, by the way, they can actually bring this back from the graveyard, as long as they can generate colorless mana, and they can. They've got that Mind Stone. They also have a Lair and a Hydra and a Terramorphic Expanse. And a Field of Ruin up on top. Cool. Would you like to play Nissa? Starting with that Neverwinter Dryad. They could use this to shuffle their library. They could use this to shuffle their library. Or they could just hold on to the Terramorphic Expanse, hoping to use it to draw additional cards off Nissa. You left a lot of stuff out on this battlefield. So I'm gonna steal. Let's see what's on top. We know about the Field of Ruin, but this doesn't take lands. Awaken the Woods for X equals 0. It's useless. I will plus. Get some lands in hand, maybe. That's a land. It's a good land. I'm gonna play Scarab God. Shock that in. And I will... Let's grab Valky. See what the card is that's in their hand. I could technically do this after they draw, but this can be channeled to make more forests. Oh, Perennial Behemoth that lets me play lands from the graveyard. Cool. I'm just not going to play this. And I will attack for 8. They shuffle. They don't want that on top of their deck. Block. And I imagine they're going to sacrifice, grab a forest. Looking good to me. I see that Cavalier of Thorns on top. That's going to get shuffled back in. It feels nice to have almost as many lands as the mono-green lands deck. Makes me feel like I've done something right. Speaking of which, I'm going to set an upkeep stop, so I can do even more things right. Assuming that things end up in the graveyard. Like that. Mind Stone. They're drawing a card. That gives them a land on top. Cool. They can also shuffle by playing the Solemn Simulacrum. Broken Bond. Can destroy artifacts and enchantments. Probably not the spiciest thing for them. Another land on top. And Nissa! Hi, Nissa. Would you like to animate a land? They do. Do you attack? No? Alright, there's nothing I really want to grab from a graveyard here. So we'll just get to scry 1. I have 1 zombie. I've got a zombie god. Dunder City Plunder. Make them discard. I'm going to plus. See if I can get some nice lands in hand. 2 of them. We're going to grab the Cultivator Colossus from the graveyard. It becomes a 4/4. And we start throwing these lands onto the battlefield. Yep, this one, that one, this one, and we're out of them. Get to scry. That's a land. I don't need that. And I'm going to get rid of Nissa. Bye, Nissa. I don't want you to have card draw. But I want to have a Nissa. And I don't have a way to steal you yet. Guess I'll attack in with my 11/11. I feel like they could just block with this snow-covered forest. Or this. Draw that land. I could turn into a Perennial Behemoth. I could replay my Fabled Passage if I did that. A Solemn Simulacrum of my very own, eh? Landward Scout. And a concession. Yes, that makes sense. I have definitely taken over the battlefield and the graveyard and whatever part of the battlefield you want to call the Planeswalker Zone. Place for rude dudes. Luris of the Dream Den lets you replay little guys from the graveyard. permanents that cost 2 or less. Well, I've got something that can kill a little guy. Hello there, Lurrus. You're so cute. I love Lurrus. I love cats. Lurrus also a good little life-linking kitty cat. Want Solemn Simulacrum? No, I feel like I've got a better 4-drop in hand for what we're doing, which is having to play against what I assume is going to be some aggressive creatures. Ah, a fellow First Striker. I too have First Strike. I'm Rahilda. I do werewolf crimes. Ooh. Oh, well, Rahilda's actually a reprobate. It's a shame. And all these lands come in tapped. And I can't afford to cast anything. It will become nighttime, but since Rahilda has no abilities, she doesn't transform. She's a coward. We take another 2. And they play Liliana of the Veil. We discard. I will discard Hagramalling. And then I will get rid of that Liliana. If I could play Nicol Bolas, I don't think I would have to get rid of this, but I can't play Nicol Bolas this turn because my lands come in tapped. We take another 2. And Lurrus, who lets them replay Cutley Honor Guard. Hey, I wanted my Enter the Battlefield triggered, actually. Fine. I don't get an Enter the Battlefield trigger. But I do have a dragon! Roar, I'm a dragon! Cutley Honor Guard is so cute. Woo, bound in gold! Cannot attack, cannot block. Gonna just take a hit here. And again, no Enter the Battlefields. Tasha would be amazing for me. But, like, I just don't have Tasha right now. I need 1 more mana to get to Tasha. Snowborn Simulacra, because it's being taxed, I could only make a copy of 1 card. And I would probably copy a land. And at that point, just play the Celestis anyway. There, they are indeed on Lurrus stacks. Stacks on Lurruses. I'm saving my block for when I know I need to block, since they can recast that from the graveyard. Archon of Ameria! Gonna make my tapped lands come in even more tapped. It's fine, it comes in tapped anyway. I'm gonna play Tasha. And I'm going to plus. If we minus, there's no creatures in the graveyard, so nothing really happens there. This can't really attack in. But this and this can. Dragon have fabled passage they get. I assume a swamp just to, like, balance out the land. Yep. Alright, they got 6 mana. I'm down to 7 life, though. I'm not exactly in, like, a stable spot here. Alright, they're swinging at Tasha. These two are gonna get -1/-1 counters. I'm not blocking. Oof, owie. Ah, nice. We gain a life. Land? Ugh, you're not a land. You're Mind Stone that costs 3 mana. You're Relic of Legends. You know what? These are legendary. That's not bad mana. I'm gonna play Relic of Legends. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana here. Sure. Seems right. We chill. It's, by the way, it's gonna stay nighttime because of Archon of Ameria. Gonna put a little end step stop here. Thalia dies. Maybe they have, like, a Blood on the Snow. Oh, Bolas's Citadel! Hello, Bolas's Citadel. You can only cast 1 spell per turn. I'm killing Tecatli Honor Guard. They have 2 creatures in the graveyard, but I know what I want to do. I would love to use Nicol Bolas, I just can't. So instead, X equals 5, Snowborn Simulacra. We're going to make a copy of Bolas' Citadel. We're also going to grab a Lurrus, a couple lands. I think I actually kind of want that Reprobate too, so we're going to do that. Looking great, and we want to put the Citadel onto the battlefield. Cool, there's a land on top. Throw that down. Yeah, it already enters tapped. Yeah, we'll keep that on top, so I'm going to pay 4 life on, I guess, their turn. So we can exile something. The cat. Okay, so they're Myers grasping their own Archon of Emeria. And I'm going to Vraska's Contempt their kitty cat. I lose 4 life, but I also gain 2 life. Seems well worth it to me. Oh, hello, Liliana, Waker of the Dead. You want to make me discard? Trust me, I have cards to discard. Alright, I discard a card. I will discard Agent of Rafine. Anything on top of that deck you want? Village Rites. Okay, they're drawing. They're getting different cards on top of their deck. Gix, Yawgmoth Crater. They have enough mana to activate it next turn. Shrine Steward is going to get them an aura or a shrine. Okay, they have 2 auras here. How many permanents do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bolas' Citadel. Planar Disruption, that's going to stop me from activating Tasha. Bounty Agent can kill a legendary creature. They got Boots. 12. Alright, so how many are they up to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They can kill me. Okay, they aren't killing me. Hi. Would you like to kill me? No. Okay. Well, that's fine. I understand. Sometimes you just want to keep playing more stuff. I will draw a card. Thief of Sanity is probably not going to get me very far this turn. I could steal. What you got? Infernal Grasp. Sure. No more Gixes. You have some little guys I could bring back from the graveyard. I guess we will go for Swamp. Lurrus. Kitty. We will tap the Rahilda. Look at that! I have blockers. Would you like to kill something? They're going to ossify! And attack for lethal? No. And kill me off the Bolas' Citadel? Alright, we gotta do another permanent count, don't we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Oh, sorry, 11. I missed the one on Tasha. Good game. Our opponent is on mono red aggro with Hazoret the Fervent. She can only attack if your hand is almost entirely empty, but she's a very scary god. Indestructible and haste, and has an ability that actively discards cards from your hands to burn your opponent. Languish is great, but I don't have 2 black mana, and I have some other pieces of removal already in my hand. 1 red, and Reckless Ringleader. It's going to give something in their hand haste. Well then. Indeed, there's something in their hand that has haste. I have a feeling they're going to just be very, very quick. Yes, quick they are. I could either set up for Tasha by playing this, or we could just do Soul Servitude this turn. Like, we could play Tasha either way next turn. I'm just going to get myself a bit better mana, get myself another black source. That's a little better. Right now, all of these have 1 toughness. Ah, that one doesn't. It's got 2, and they'll be stealing the top card of my deck. But it was a land, so they can't play it. I would have liked to have that Haunted Ridge, though. Still, I think that Tasha's going to be really strong here. We bring her out, and we're going to use her plus ability. And her plus ability is very frustrating, actually. Until my next turn, if they attack me or Tasha, any attacking creature gets -1/-1 counter put on it. Not -1/-1 until end of turn. No, a -1/-1 counter. This is a very strong, very annoying Planeswalker to deal. Oh, you, didn't read the card, huh? That's okay! Oh, wait! They're going for the cleave. They had enough mana to cleave anyway. So they'll have a 2/2 swinging at Tasha with Double Strike. Still not enough to kill her, but they did steal a crime card. That's a Gonti on top. Yeah, they could have just attacked with a little bit less there, and I think it would have been pretty good. Mind Stone. They're ramping. That's okay. They have 1 card in hand, which means Hazoret will get haste next turn. But they also only have 1 creature on the battlefield. And now they have no creature on the battlefield. Hazoret can still come out, kill Tasha, and that's fine, because that's damage not being dealt to my face. Ooh, or Inferno of the Starmounts. It's going to get a -1/-1 counter put onto it. Very cool.
I'll brew something awful for you next.
And I'm going to play Clone Crafter. This is going to make a copy of a random creature in their deck, put it into my hand. The baby! I don't actually need to play that right now. I'm going to pass back to them, and I'm going to wait until they make another move. Alright, there goes Hazoret. I'm going to make them sacrifice the Inferno of the Starmounts. And I'm going to make a copy of Inferno of the Starmounts by discarding Phoenix Chick. It can come back from the graveyard anyway. See, this is fine. Hazoret can very much attack here. And I probably do want to prevent 5 damage, so I will block with the Clone Crafter. Soulscar Mage. There's non-combat damage, do -1/-1 counter, so that's very cool. So Hazoret is actually my commander, not your commander. I'm all about discarding my own cards. I'm a mono-red aggro deck. I've always been a mono-red aggro deck. Everybody who's watching this video knows I'm mono-red aggro. Okay, the post-combat Magma Jet gives them the scry. Snowborn Simulacrum would like me to make a copy of these. I don't really want to put more cards into hand, though. So instead, I'm going to go for Tibalt. You saw how they scryed? I want to see what was on top of that deck. So we're going to exile the top card. Alright. They threw things to the bottom. There's a mountain there. Now let's see what they've got. They can also crack open the Mind Stone if they want to draw another card. I can't block with Hazoret. Oh, Rabbit Battery! They could attach the battery to the mage to deal a little bit more damage. That's 6 damage now. You want to hit my face? I'm rather close to dead. At least to a mono-red deck. I have an indestructible card here, so we may as well destroy all creatures. And I'll pay with 2 snow. I only have 2 snow. But I can bring back Clone Crafter or Phoenix Chick. I'm gonna go for Clone Crafter. Phoenix Chick can't block. We will think minus here. Take that Rabbit Battery. My little sweet bunny. What is a lightning serpent? Huh. Oh, it's like a lightning elemental. That's cute. I guess I could cast it. It would just die. It has +1/+0. Sure. Lightning serpent it is. I've got 2 blockers. But next turn, I think I'm gonna get a Timber Cleave into play. Ooh. This sleeve is cool. I'm guessing this is from a secret lair because I don't recognize it. Atsushi! When it dies, they can either exile the top cards or make treasures. More importantly, it has flying, so it can attack. Also, it's my Atsushi. You never had an Atsushi. I only had an Atsushi. I do love sushi. Ah, man, now I want sushi. Oh, okay. Well, we won. I'm just thinking about fish. Kodama of the West Tree, a modify commander. I only have 2 lands in hand, but I do have a turn 1 and turn 2 play here. So I'm going to keep this. Kodama's very, very strong because whenever you manage to deal damage to your opponent's face with a modified creature, you get a basic land out of your deck and onto the battlefield tapped. And that gets even easier because Kodama gives all your modified creatures trample. It's crazy strong. Well, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do crime. So we have our Agent of Rafine out. They have a 1/1, a little Iron Apprentice. Don't think they'll swing in. If they do, that's rather suspect. And we are going to take whatever the top card of their library is and put it into our hand. Oh my god, look, a forest! It's actually pretty good for me to be able to make my opponent's color of mana. So I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to just cast priority back to them. If they cast a spell, I can copy that spell. If they don't, I can steal the top card of their deck. This is what we do. Ooh, I want a Rishkar. You're modifying? I'm modifying, actually. This can also now tap for green mana. Nice. Ramp. When this dies, they'll be able to move its +1/+1 counters onto something else. I don't have that ability on my poor creatures, though. Poor little guys. They were doing their best. I'm going to put these abilities on the Futurist Spell Thief and on Agent of Rafine. Let's see, I've got mana here, so I'll still be able to do crime. I'll play Underground River, and I'll pass back to them. Hopefully I can steal their Ozolith before they get it. Maybe do some bouncing. Oh! Ooh, 6 mana off Castle Garenbrig. What you got in there? Something big and green? Something funky, chunky, and huge? Oh, it's Voracious Hydra. That's going to be able to munch any of these creatures, but which do you choose to munch? Rishkar? Okay, in response, I'm going to steal from the top of their deck, because I have to tap this for mana to do that, and I got Branching Evolution, which puts more +1/+1 counters on things. That's very cool. I kind of have a dud turn here, though. I don't have enough mana for Mass Manipulate. I can cast Branching Evolution, not that it does much, and I have a feeling you're going to get out Kodama and swing in with a lot of stuff next turn. I'm going to play the Thriving Moor. We're going to name Blue. I'm going to play the Maze Mine Tome. And I'm going to sit here, and these guys are going to be probably doing a bit of blocking, a lot of dying, and, well, we'll see. And I also have to make the choice. Do I want to draw from my deck or their deck? Almost certainly their deck. I know me. I don't want to play my deck. I want to play their deck. Oh, okay. So they're not going for the attack this turn. I need a board wipe. Or I need to steal. I technically have Sublime Epiphany ready. but I'm taking their... 1 second. Equals 1. There we go. Taking their commander. My Kodama. I made this. These can all tap for mana of any color. They could already tap for green, and they're a mono green deck. But now when they hit my face, they don't ramp. That's an Avrook Caretaker. That's a really good card. It's going to put +1/+1 counters on one of their creatures. And if it becomes nighttime, everything they control will have hexproof. Oh, heck. Okay. Rishkar, Hydra, Yorvo. This is a lot of damage. I'm going to double block Rishkar and take the 10. This way, the tapping for mana goes away, and I'm reducing the number of creatures they have by 1, so when the Chapter 3 of Song of Freyalise happens, they'll be a little bit less buffed. Still gonna scry here, because I need to get this to more counters. Land is fine, but I don't need land right now. Okay, Chromatic Lantern. I do have this Otawara. I am going to want to cast something on this turn. I'm gonna go for Nicol Bolas. And I could minus kill Yorvo. Or I could steal. I think because I want to survive the next turn, I'm going to kill Yorvo. But let it be known, I would have preferred the steal. This way also they're going to be encouraged to attack Nicol Bolas to kill him. They do have a bunch of trample. These are all indestructible until end of turn. I just want to not die. I like how my Agent of Rafine does have trample on the +1/+1 counter. Very cute. Somehow during this game, by the way, they've done all this on 4 lands. Rishkar did work. Brace says Hydra. Nope. Iron Apprentice getting that pump. He says when it dies, they get to move those counters onto something else. And they're swinging at me for 15, which means I have to block. Let's see what's on top of her deck. Okay, Nicol Bolas the Ravager. I think I'm going to get a double block in here. I'll double block. It doesn't really matter. Avrook Caretaker. I'm preventing 5 damage, and one of these will die. I imagine it will be Kodama. Ah, never mind. They will both die. Because they got a +1/+1 counter on there. So what I was doing is I was digging for a board wipe. Didn't find one, but this is a very funny new addition to this deck. We have Mind's Dilation. Yep, that's a card. This relies on my opponent casting a spell, and since they have lethal anyway, that's not going to get me there. So we're going to crack open our Maze Mind Tome. That's not it either. This gives me a blocker. I die. This gives me a nothing. I die. I guess I will play Xanathar because he's a big cutie patootie eyeball. And they'll swing in and they'll kill me. We die. Good game, Kodama. Garna, Bloodfist of Keld. I have not seen Garna in a very long time. This Garna is the uncommon one from Dominaria United. Sure. What does she do? Whenever another creature you control dies, draw a card if it was attacking, or if it wasn't attacking, deal damage to each opponent. I wonder if this is going to be like a very, very into haste kind of deck. Well, I've got a blocker. I've got an Agent of Rafine. Scrappy Scrounger. Aww, it's a good little attacker. Let's take the top card of their deck. It's Gifted Aetherborn. That's a good card to have. I'll play the Gifted Aetherborn. Throw down my Xander's Lounge. It comes in tapped. And I guess I could attack there since I'm not really planning on blocking. Not with this. I'm planning on blocking with this. Oh, hi, Braids. Do you attack in? No? Decline. Enjoy your card draw. I will lose 2 life. It's a shame. Can't steal with that. But I can steal with this. So I will. A little guy! It's a Fireblade Charger, and it's all mine. It deals damage when it dies, equal to its power. You can get haste if you equip it. It gets used with, hammer time sometimes, with the Colossus Hammer. Hi, Henrika! Would you like to symmetrically sacrifice? No? Just drawing a card? That's cool. It's cool that you didn't transform. Because it means I'm going to have a Henrika. I mean, I always had a Henrika. Always. Yup. Definitely. I put it into my deck when I built it. Each player sacrifices a creature. I'll drop that Fireblade Charger. They lose braids, and we deal some damage, swing in, gain some life. That's good. This can transform next turn. In fact, it has to transform next turn. Back up to 25 life. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. A great card for pretty much any deck that's got red in it. Alright, Poisoner's got Death Touch. I want whatever card's in your hand. Or not in your hand, on top of your deck. Nice. I got a land. That's good for me. I transform. And I attack. Gain some life. Looking good. You can throw some cards in their graveyard. Try and find what they need to come back against all of this. Flameskull! Flameskull is so cute. Flameskull is the kind of card that I really wish saw play, but it just wasn't quite enough. Ooh, they're swinging in. They've got a treasure. I'll block. Gain some life. Kill a goblin. And they played Girl! Oh, I love Massacre Girl. Everybody dies. It's a party. It's a party, but it's a party where I gained a bunch of life. So, one moment. Okay, I'm just gonna, like... Yeah, alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And, yeah, alright. I will sacrifice, Flame Skull. Do you sacrifice a Flame Skull? Say good game. I'll say good game back. I'll blow them a little kiss. No, wait. I want to blow you a kiss. Ah, they left too fast. That's okay. I had lethal. Kaya, Intangible Slayer. Sadly has hexproof, so she's really, really hard for me to steal. But we've got other things in her deck that surely I will be able to get my greasy little mitts on. We go second, which means I probably won't do too much crime with Robber of the Rich. But that's not going to try and stop me. Hello, Inquisition of Kozilek. Goodbye, Robber of the Rich. I just wanted to do crime. There's nothing wrong with that, is it? Is there? By the way, Kaya Intangible Slayer, if you haven't run into her yet, is a hard control deck. She is very much about stopping you from doing pretty much anything. You play a creature, it's been exiled. You play 2 creatures, you're getting board wiped. You play 3 creatures, well, maybe she'll steal one, and then she'll kill the others, and then she'll drain you for life until you die. Real good. This is an incredibly powerful planeswalker, and it does cost 7 mana, but it's also really hard to get rid of. So you don't always have to recast it, because it has to be either a sacrifice effect, damage through attacking, which is, again, as I mentioned, they're packed full of removal, or board wipe. And there's not that many planeswalker hidden board wipes. Still gonna do our best to try and steal from them. I'm just hoping that we can steal useful cards. It's always tough when, like, you play Nicol Bolas and you plus and you, like, get a targeted kill spell or you get a counter spell. It's like, I don't want that. I want cards that do fun things. I've got 4 mana. Next turn, I've got 5. Ready for that Zareth San. Hello, treasure map. Would you like to scry? No. Maybe. They know about which cards are in my hand. Toxic Muffin, you, having a deep think? Thinking over there? I want to exile my Relic of Legends? Oh, they're scrying. Okay. My guess is they didn't hit a land, so they're just kind of looking, trying to figure out what they could get. Yep, didn't get a land. We are just going to sit here and chill, since Zareth San can be cast on their turn. You have something for 1 black mana, huh? What is it? Tell me your secrets. Cling to Dust. They're exiling their own Inquisition of Kozilek to draw a card. I guess that's something you can do. Treasure map. They didn't set an upkeep stop for the scry. Missing lands. Nope, there they go. They've got a 3rd land now. And Loran of the 3rd Path. I'm just gonna throw down Zareth San. Hey. What's up? I technically have 1 mana I could float. I don't need to. But I love this. So yes, they do destroy my Relic of Legends. But I get to steal their Loran and destroy their treasure map. Get over here. Come here. Yeah, that's mine. I made this. I found this. I brought this from home. They're having nothing. They don't want anything to do with this. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. As always, if you'd like to watch me record this live and play my many other historic Brawl decks, you should come over to twitch.tv/Amazonian. I'm going to be playing a lot of decks using commanders that are either a part of March of the Machines or part of the Legends bonus sheet, so like Ragavan, I want to build a Ragavan deck, and the commander-specific cards that are coming to Arena. That's right, Slimefoot and Squee is coming to Arena, which I'm very, very happy about. Again, that's twitch.tv/Amazonian, and I hope to see you there.